X2 and Xcelerator are two surprisingly similar roller coasters. Both are located in Southern California, both start with the letter X, both opened in 2002, both opened as prototype coasters, and both are very unreliable. And of course, both are in danger of closing. But first, let me give you some backstory on how we got here. X2 opened at Six Flags Magic Mountain on January 12th, 2002, and Xcelerator opened at Knott's Berry Farm on June 22nd, 2002. X2, then known as X, was a prototype coaster from Aerodynamics. It was what they called a 4D coaster, and it was designed by the absolute legend Alan Schilke. Xcelerator was a prototype coaster from Intamin known as the hydraulic launch coaster, aka the Intamin Xcelerator. It was the first ever coaster to use a hydraulic launch system, which would prove to be very unreliable. Fun fact, Xcelerator was actually the prototype coaster for Top Thrill Dragster at Cedar Point. Xcelerator's max speed is 80 miles per hour, but they actually tested it at over 120 to see if the hydraulic launch system was capable of going that fast for Top Thrill Dragster, of course. But anyways, both of these rides proved to be very unreliable, especially X2. X2 ended up being closed for most of its opening year, mainly due to the train being way too heavy for the track. And after multiple lawsuits from Six Flags Magic Mountain, Aerodynamics ended up going bankrupt. 6 years later, after many more technical issues, X was renovated into X2. The big new thing were new trains, which were lighter, and that did help a little bit with the technical problems. They also added new effects such as flamethrowers and onboard audio. 1 year later, in 2009, the launch cable for Xcelerator's hydraulic launch snapped. This caused multiple severe injuries and an extended closure. Over the next 12 years, both coasters operated normally, besides X2's effects not consistently working. Also in 2021, Xcelerator got a much-needed repaint. However, in March of 2022, Xcelerator unexpectedly closed. They needed a new part, which was supposed to only take a month or two. However, Xcelerator wouldn't operate again until November of 2023, a whole year and a half later. Supposedly, the part was coming from Ukraine, so that would definitely be why it was taking so long. However, I would take this rumor with a grain of salt. Everything went smoothly after that, until sometime in early to mid-July of 2026, both coasters unexpectedly closed. Reportedly, a rider on X2 came back into the station unconscious. The park immediately closed the ride, and there's been an ongoing investigation by Cal OSHA ever since. In the past 5 years, there have been 2 other similar incidents, and in one of them, a rider tragically passed away. I'm pretty sure that the person that passed away had some sort of medical issue that contributed to it, because I don't think the ride alone could have done that. There is an ongoing lawsuit about it, and I'm curious to see what really happened, because there hasn't been that much information given to the public. You might be wondering why so many people have been injured on X2, and if you've ridden it, you know exactly why. X2 is not a smooth ride. It really jerks you around. If you're not riding properly, I can kinda see why some people got knocked unconscious. There's an easy fix to this though, and that is putting up signs in the queue and station on how to ride properly. Even though it would probably slow down operations, you could train the ride ops to tell each person how to ride properly. That is an easy solution that can ensure the ride will continue operating. However, knowing Six Flags, I don't think they'll go that route. The most likely scenario that will come out of all this is the permanent closure of X2. I and many others really hope this is not the case, as it is a bucket list coaster for many people, and it is a world-class roller coaster. I am very thankful to have ridden it over 50 times. But you might be wondering why a permanent closure would be the most likely scenario. Six Flags does not like to keep around unreliable rides, especially old ones. Kingda Ka was 19 years old when it was permanently closed. X2 is 24 years old right now. 5 years older than Kingda Ka. And on top of that, there's the ongoing lawsuit, which could give them the excuse to close it. As for Xcelerator, it randomly closed back in mid-July of 2026 for a completely different reason. And that, of course, is problems with the hydraulic launch. What a shocker. Apparently something broke and they need a new part. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? First they said, oh, it's opening at the beginning of August. Now they're saying, oh, it's opening at the beginning of September. But I doubt it. I wouldn't be surprised if it takes a few more months to get Xcelerator open. I also hear if they don't get it open by New Year's, they're just gonna pull the plug. I feel like Xcelerator is in a little bit less danger. I bet it will open before the end of the year, but I am a little concerned about it. And that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you think will happen to X2 and Xcelerator.